Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Eva Salinas, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with artist Ana Maria Millán, whose animation Elevación is part of Latin America Embedding Bodies and Localities, an exhibition co-presented by Sur Gallery in Toronto and Mayworks Festival of Working People in the Arts. I am joining Ana Maria from Hamilton, Ontario. And before we get started, I want to acknowledge that I'm on the traditional territories of the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe nations. This is land covered by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement and is home to many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island. Ana Maria is joining us from Berlin for this call. Hola y bienvenido, Ana Maria.
Gracias, Eva. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and thanks for the invitation.
Let's start with hearing a bit more about Elevación. How did it come together, and why does this format in particular work so well to explore its particular themes?
Okay, I have to say I grew up in Cali, Colombia, and in Cali there is a very strong tradition in film, but also in theater, which was the platform of very strong social movements. So I was influenced by all of that, but at the same time, I was asking myself, which is the role of the women in all of this tradition. So I started to do reenactments, like many reenactments related also to special effects, to Serie B. And then I went to the animation. And with the animation, which is Elevación is a 3D animation, I was kind of allowed to create like a meta layer to build the narratives. So from this point of view, all the relation with animation allowed me to bring to life like hidden stories, also alter egos, fictional characters, to speak about things that were hidden in history.
So for those unable to see the piece or the exhibition in person, and the virtual exhibition is fantastic, but also because maybe it might be different than what people are imagining as an art piece. Can you describe the piece in your own words, and also just the full picture of your intentions with this work? You know, the questions you hoped it was raising, the experiences that the viewer can have with it.
Elevación is an animation, and you see it in the gallery as a video animation in a screen, but Elevación was the result of a role play, of a very long role play in Mambo, in the Museum of Modern Art in Bogota. And for the role play, I did an open call, and the co-participants were 10 co-participants that brought characters and alter egos they have already played or they use for their own works. So Elevación is like a re-narration of a comic book that speak about the beginning of the violence period in Colombia, which started with the assassination of Jorge Eliezer Gaitán, a social leader. And also from this point of view, the role play and afterwards the animation try to bring alive like an old archive, which is this comic book, but at the same time, a hidden history, a hidden story in the history of Colombia. So about the question you did, it brings alive this archive, but at the same time, it also speak about justice, human rights, social movements, and also there is like the feminist position is always there, because we were trying to see the role of the women in all these social movements as well.
And, the collaboration that was involved for this piece, is that something that you would say is a value at the core of all your work, of this piece? What are the values that are foundational to you as an artist and a storyteller?
I have to say here that I am part of the collective Elena Producciones. We started with the collective in 1998, when we as students and one professor decided to create a platform for dialogue. I mean, to continue the dialogue about art, because if not, it would have not been possible. And it's only possible through collaboration. So I have to say that I started all these collaborative and collective practices with my collective. We have organized and curated 8 versions of the Festival de Performance de Cali, which propose strategies to promote the work of many artists, but also give like a space or invite also other initiatives related to socio-cultural practices and community initiatives too. So this is related also to the role plays I propose with the people that normally end in films or animated videos.
And the exhibit on the whole, Latin America Embedding Bodies and Localities, it explores identity as it relates to what is around us, to what is inside us. What is your relationship to that, the concept of identity or identities?
It's a difficult question, because I have to say, like, my identity is very fragmented, in the sense that I decided to leave Colombia in 2007, because coming from middle class and being a woman in Colombia, it was like very hard to be an artist like this. So I decided to come here to Germany and see also, all with a bit distance, also for because economical reasons as well. So I have to say my identity is very fragmented, and I have to struggle every day with these issues. At the same time, I speak from a very like conscious place related to class and gender. So I speak from being a woman, like also to have been struggling with money all the time. So from this point of view, yeah, the identity is a question. It's a question in all the works, and probably the way I create the alter egos and these fictional characters to address historical issues and intimate issues too, is a way to speak about identity too.
And that fragmentation, I mean, this year has been, a challenging year for everyone. But I'm thinking, specifically for artists, for workers, for those who have their lives and their hearts in multiple places, often at once. What have the challenges been for you this year? What have you been reflecting on as well?
This year I decided to work only with women. I mean, I am working in a big project of a role play again that will end in a video game. And I am working with a feminist collective and organization in Colombia. and I think it's called Las Andariegas, and I think this has kept me alive this year. I mean, all the energy we have created together as women was the reason to be also alive and to keep the struggle every day the past year and this new year also.
Has that been, that kind of solidarity with women artists in particular, been important in this field, beyond art? How does that apply to, say, the life of an artist as a worker? When you're doing your principal work is art.
I have to say that also in like coming from Colombia, from this context, the role of the artist is very open. No, you have to do all. You have to do all. You have to be like, you cannot be only, I mean, you can, but you also have to do other things. There is a lack of institutionality also in Cali, and that's the reason we started with Elena Producciones as well. So I have been always like playing like a very open role as an artist. I have been organizer, I have been curator, I have been also like a film director to access and to create the platform that was not present during the 90s when I started the career.
Well, there's many more questions I'd have, and I would love to speak more, but I think this gives a really great taste of the work in particular, and also your work, and the approach that you bring to your work. So thank you so much, Ana Maria, for this great chat, and to all those listening and watching. If you haven't already, you can find Ana Maria's piece Elevación in Sur Gallery in Toronto, or virtually at surgalleryvirtual.ca. And for more information about the Mayworks Festival of Working People in the Arts, visit mayworks.ca. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eva.
Ciao.
Ciao.